Racing is an interesting way to describe what you watch with cars.
Come on, D-Bud.
Because racing would be implying that the people are actually racing each other to win.
Right.
To win the race.
Finish first.
That is why they're racing.
Mm-hmm.
But it turns out that's not how F1 works, which is the first time we've really understood that and learned that.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, it makes sense. It makes a lot more sense now that nobody over there is trying to win.
No.
That's why they just kind of follow in line.
Exactly.
You know, I think it was it Memphis or was it Nashville? I forget what it was. They have this penguin hotel where these penguins or these ducks, I forget what it is, they all come out at a certain time. I think it's called the Peabody Hotel, yeah. They have these ducks that come out, and they just walk right behind each other, right down the street. They turn corner into Peabody, and then they go single file, and they just go, and they go in the fountain. It's a big celebration in the fountain. Holy shit, we made it. That is what F1 racing is.
No.
They all kind of get in there.
No.
They walk around, whatever course it is. They get to the checkered flag. That's the fountain. They go in there. They all pat each other on the back. They go grab some Rolexes. They all pop some champagne. We made it all the way around. Yeah. You see that? Mm-hmm. We did it every single time. It makes so much sense that they're not trying to win the races. Mm-hmm. That's what they should have been telling us the entire time. Hey, this is a display. This is a showcase of cars. This is not people trying to actually win races. This is just so you could see, you know, and then we can make a cute little reality show. This is a gimmick. It makes sense. It's gimmick one, which is why we call it G1.
It's not a gimmick. It's team sports. But we'll get to that team sport. But when you are dominating, you got to find different ways to win.
I don't know if you know this, McGee. You know racing a lot more than me. And I know Ricky Bobby and Cal Naughton had slingshot. And I know there's been people that have been working together on racetracks for a long time. Here's what went down at the Hungarian Grand Prix this weekend with two teammates, Lando and Oscar. Lando is the character who was in the lead. Lando is the character who's pulling away from the rest of the crowd. Oscar was his teammate who was in second place, but boy, did he race a good race that day. He didn't have the pole. Lando had the pole. Oscar was in second, but this is what happened towards the end of this race. You will hear two videos here. The first video will be the strategist for Lando in the team talking to him, basically telling Lando he needs to stand down and not win the race that he is clearly about to win.
When was the moment for Andrea Stella to step in and go, enough of this, I'm going to issue a direct instruction?
So if there's a safety car now, it's going to make this very awkward. Please do it now.
Lando Norris is backing off. He was on the cusp of a second Grand Prix victory. And it's a situation that DC knows from his career. A swap of positions. Oscar Piastri goes back through into the lead of a Grand Prix. The gap in the Drivers' Championship could have come down to 69 points, but instead, the man from Melbourne leads.
Yeah, you don't need to say anything.
Lando on the way back telling his pit strategist crew guy, whenever the race is about to end, you don't need to say anything. Okay, don't say shit to me. What is this? How is this possible? And they're not trying to win these races? Should we not be told that at the very beginning of this thing? Like, hey, they're not trying to win. We're just trying to figure this out.
Disclaimer, right?
Yeah, we just need a disclaimer that they're not actually racing.
Can I tell you how Lando got in first?
No.
Oh, no.
How about that?
No.
How about that?
This is no.
Go ahead, D-Buck, please.
Because this obviously gives you some context. So, teammates, McLaren teammates. Oscar was in first. He got in first place, even though Lando had pole. Oscar was in first. Lando was in second. But Lewis Hamilton was in third and could be applying pressure to Lando. So usually the teammate in first place, they get first rights to the pit stop. But no, they pit Lando first to avoid the undercut. So if you pit stop, get out in front and then be in front of Lando to avoid that for Hamilton. So they pit Lando first, pit Oscar second. So obviously Lando's going to be in the lead. And they tell Oscar, like, hey, we're pitting Lando, but once he gets back out on the track, we're going to invert positions and, reestablish the order. So once Lando got in first, he obviously had much better pace and was the faster car. And he was pissed off, didn't want to do it, didn't want to give the lead back. He wanted to win, obviously. It was more so, in my opinion, a mistake with the pit wall, the team, to put Lando in that position. Lando obviously made a point to extend the gap and then made it more dramatic than I think it needed to be. But it's a part of the sport. Obviously, I'm new to it as well. McGee give us much more context on it, so I'm interested to hear what Ryan has.
Does this happen in all racing, and we just don't know because we're doofuses?
No. So it's called team orders. Oh. It's been around forever. You heard in the call from Sky Sports, he said this is something DC is familiar with. He's talking about David Coulthard, who's an analyst and was a great Formula One driver.
Brother?
but he found himself in this position, a couple times. But it's team orders. Typically, if you're the number one driver on the team, and there's 2 drivers on each team, and there's always a 1 and a 2. And typically, if you're the number one driver, and if you're a title contender, which Lando is, and you've won a race before, which Lando has, then typically they defer to you, and it's the number 2 guy has to get out of the way. We see guys leave teams all the time because they're like, I'm tired of having to get out of the way to let the number 1 guy win the race. I hate it. I hate everything about it. I understand undercutting. I understand they screwed up the strategy. It's not Lando Norris's fault. What they did put him in the lead of the race, and he's running away with it. So that part drives me crazy. And also, I get that the kid was going to win, and they screwed him out of it, and they were trying to make amends, and he's trying to win his first Formula One race, which is obviously a huge deal for anyone. But if we get to the end of the season and Norris has a chance to win a championship, and he loses the championship by a point, which we've seen in recent years, and it comes down to this call, that's the dumbest damn thing. I just don't get it.
Yeah. So we have the entire transcript here on why Lando ultimately decided to just hand off the lead. Ty, if you could, and Conman.
Okay, Oscar, once you get to Lando, we will swap positions, but we want to avoid Lando giving up a lot of race time. We need to save more tires, please. We do want to let Oscar through.
Yeah, well, we should have had him box him first then, shouldn't we? No?
It doesn't matter.
I mean, it does because I look like a fucking asshole. So for me, maybe.
Okay, Lando, we still think you're using the tires too much. Turn 4, turn 11, and the rears at exit turn 6 and turn 9. Oscar is 3.5. I know you do the right thing. Okay, Lando, 10 laps to go. We think both cars are using their tires too much. Just remember, every single Sunday morning meeting we have, fuckface, we talk about this every single Sunday morning.
Yeah, all right. Well, tell his slowpoke ass to catch up then, please, huh?
Lando, he can't catch you up, okay? You have proved your point, and it really doesn't matter.
Well, he's on the quicker tires. So, I mean, I would have had to try to undercut anyway. If I did, I would have gone. I mean, this guy just sucks at racing. What do you want me to do?
Mate, we did the stop sequence in this order for the good of the team. I tried to protect you, mate. I mean, I promise I'm trying to protect you. Lando, there are 5 laps to go. The way to win a championship is not by yourself, it's with the team. You're going to need Oscar, and you're going to need the team.
I mean, the longer we leave this, the riskier it's going to get.
Understood, Oscar. We're managing it. If there is a safety car now, it's going to make this very awkward. Please fucking do it now. Please do it now.
Yeah, just shut your fucking mouth. You don't need to say anything, and I never want to hear you in my ear again.
So for numerous laps, great dramatic reading.
Thank you.
I felt like I was there.
Oh, yeah, in the car.
I felt like I was
Jeez.
D-Bud tried to send in the actual audio of that. We're like, no, please, we don't want to hear it.
Dramatic reading.
We do not want to hear
No
it.
worries.
I think there was multiple people there that sounded similar, but we get the point.